while my girlfriend was away on a business trip abroad. I broke all those twisted rules she had set up. Ha, aha, she wouldn't let me stay overnight outside, so I deliberately ignored it seconds. Later, completely drunk, was helped into a hotel by a woman until next morning. Waking up exhausted and battered, looked in a panic at the woman sleeping soundly on the bed. What the heck? Just as I was about to reach out and turn on the light to see what she looked like, I heard voices outside the door. Young master, I can't imagine how angry the eldest young lady is going to be. I heard she already sent people to investigate the identity of that woman. This time, the young master is done for. Footsteps gradually faded away. As I managed to catch a word here and there, I instinctively glanced over at the woman beside me. They said she had already investigated the background of this stranger. So if this word reached King Ning's ears, would I even see tomorrow's sun? Thinking of this, I couldn't help but shudder, because there were people outside. I didn't dare casually turn on the light for fear of alerting the enemy. Thus, I grabbed my stuff and planned to escape out the window. Luckily, yesterday, I still remembered to bring my phone. I didn't know if the phone could even turn on anymore, given it had been soaked in a glass of wine for so long. I secretly considered myself lucky. Luckily, this was the second floor of the club, a low floor. Otherwise, if it were higher, wouldn't dare risk my life climbing out the window to escape like this. Young Master Zhang, it's bad. Last night, the eldest young lady suddenly returned to the country. Hurry up and come back. The text messages were sent by Butler Chu. They were clearly urgent, sent repeatedly several messages in a row. I read this text message and froze in place. Hu Qingning had returned to the country. I tremblingly opened the missed calls list. The person saved by me as dangerous entity, Hu Qingning, had called a total of 17 times. What the heck, I actually missed 17 calls from her. Doing this was no different than pulling a tiger's beard. 17 times before I even recklessly shared the same bed with another woman. Am I letting her down, or should I just break up with her directly? But given her stubborn obsession with me, there's no way she would agree. No way. Why did Hu Qingning return last night? With all her banquets and busy schedule, she surely hasn't returned home yet. I'll head back right now and pretend I still haven't woken up yet. Buddha, protect me from getting caught. Driver, go to Lantian Villa. Double the fare, drive faster. Getting out of the car, I didn't even have small change, hurrying to run inside while thinking to myself, Buddha, protect me. She definitely hasn't returned yet. But Buddha clearly didn't hear my prayers. I adjusted my outfit and leisurely walked into the villa compound, pretending as if I came back last night and just stepped out for something this morning. Suddenly, I saw the villa doors wide open. A group of servants and gardeners stood in lines at the door, everyone trembling as they lowered their heads. This scene could only mean one thing. Hu Qingning was already back. My heart tightened and instinctively I wanted to run away. But a familiar cry, vaguely echoing from the living room, made my heart soften. I won't dare do it again, Hexie. So I mustered all my courage and walked toward the villa. I am drop-dead gorgeous, seriously. As soon as I entered the living room, the feeling of oppression from her powerful aura immediately washed over me. The woman's cold voice rang out. So you finally know your way back. I looked elsewhere, not daring to say a word, while glancing sideways to observe her expression slowly inching closer to Hu Qingning, until I stood right beside her. I let out a soft sigh of relief. Hu Qingning saw me step closer, the corners of her lips twitching upward slightly before returning to her previous expressionless face. A second later, the maid, Xiaohua, was crying while kneeling at her feet, sobbing. Eldest young lady, I beg you, please don't fire me. I really need this job. My younger sister is still in the hospital waiting for surgery, Xiaohua said while tugging at the hem of Hu Qingning's dress. Xiaohua said, tugging at the hem of Hu Qingyan's dress, hoping to make her heart soften. Hearing that sobbing cry made my heart ache, and at this moment, I couldn't think much anymore. Hastily walking over to help Xiaohua up and looking at Hu Qingning with a puzzled look. What are you doing? Why are you firing her? Hu Qingning didn't speak, except that a flash of anger surged in her eyes and her ice-cold gaze fell upon my face. Zhang Shen. Who on earth gave you permission to use this tone? Talk to me. Hearing these words, my heart tightened. feeling the pressure from this aura. My hands instinctively clenched into fists. Take this woman out of my sight. 2 bodyguards took orders and stepped forward. I immediately blocked in front of Shohan and Kingning. Why on earth are you doing this? What on earth did Shohe do to offend you that you have to fire her so mercilessly? At least there has to be a reason, right? It is already 7:35 in the morning, Shen. You just stepped through the door 5 minutes ago, and you're reeking of alcohol, not even coming back to spend the night. Tell me, Shen, why am I dealing with Xiaohe like this? Ever since I got back home, you've only cared about Xiaohe. Is there someone who just got off a plane? In your eyes like me, shouldn't you feel aggrieved? For the first time, seeing Hugingning use such an aggrieved tone to talk to me. I couldn't help but be stunned, although a trace of guilt flashed through my heart. I still raised my voice and said, me? Staying out overnight and not following the rules is my business, but this has nothing to do with Shohei. Why drag Shoha into our affairs? She is responsible for taking care of you and lacks supervision. It's a punishment she deserves to receive. The cold woman let out a cold snort at me, then raised her hand to point outside. The bodyguards immediately understood. Q grabbed the maid's arms and prepared to circle around me to head outside. Seeing this scene, I spoke up. Stop them. Stop, let her go right now. I yanked Shoha toward myself and shouted in Ho Qingning's face. If you want to punish someone, target me right here. Don't fire her. I already said it's not her fault. It was me sneaking out and tricking her. If you want to punish someone, punish me. Hearing me finish, those bodyguards didn't dare to act recklessly, all looking at Hu Qingning with difficulty. I stared right at her, feeling a bit tense inside as well. Hearing what I said, she wasn't moved at all, only a flash of hurt passing through her eyes. Then, as if she had compromised, she said to me, Shin, I'll give you one last chance. If you keep protecting her, it won't just be a simple matter of firing her. Heh, just try it. I was just about to continue refuting her, but at the same time, deep down, I understood. Clearly, she is Hu Qingning, the person who does whatever she wants in the capital, the person in charge of the Hu group. What she says is law. Absolutely no one dares to defy her. In the end, I had no other choice than to watch helplessly as Xiaohe was dragged away from my side and chased outside. Seeing me keep staring in the direction Xiaohe left, Hu Qingning felt deeply dissatisfied. After that, she walked over to the sofa and sat down. What did you do last night and where did you go, Shen? I advise you to honestly confess, otherwise, if I investigate it myself, you know the consequences. I'm done for. I'm done for. What should I do now? She seems very angry. Just defending Xiaohe a little bit already got on her nerves. If I tell the truth, will I even get to see tomorrow's sun? Haha. I didn't do anything last night. I was just hanging out with some friends playing board games. We played too late, so I didn't come back and slept over at a hotel with my best friend instead. Playing where which friends looks like. This attitude clearly wants me to confess about every single person. I took a deep breath several times, then patiently replied, Qingning, you are being a bit too excessive. Making friends is my personal business. I don't need to tell you everything. Do I need to or not? The right to choose is up to me. It's for me to decide. Metal. She gently looked at me, stroking my face and whispering, Cao Chen, because you are living in my house. So everything in your life, something I need to be clear about, Shen. If you don't talk, that's fine too then. Wait for me to slowly investigate and find out. You can't touch them. Qingning, you can't interfere in my friend-making business. I am an adult. I have the freedom to make friends. Hu Qingning didn't respond to me. Go rewrite. I'd properly write clearly about staying out overnight and getting drunk last night. Then write a self-criticism and come apologize formally to me. Hexy, my Sheen, still doesn't understand me very well. Actually, the point where I'm angry isn't the fact that he stayed out overnight. Of course, staying out overnight makes me angry too. But what makes me even angrier is why he is so reckless, easily falling into traps set by others. If it weren't for me in time stopping him, he would have already. Oh well, forget it. Letting him write a self-criticism to calm him down is fine too. Young master, you also shouldn't be mad anymore. At worst, the self-criticism, I'll write for you. The eldest young lady is just tough on the outside and soft on the inside. She was just a bit hasty because she lost her temper. Hearing this, I also calmed down a bit. Just as I was about to say something, I saw a male servant carrying a cardboard box full of gaming consoles coming downstairs from upstairs. I was stunned and immediately stepped forward to question him. Wait a minute, where are you taking these things? Young master, the eldest young lady ordered me to throw away all the gaming consoles in your room. Those seemingly old and outdated gaming consoles had a very special meaning to me. How could she casually throw them away like that? I suddenly raised my head to look at the figure that had already gone upstairs, finally unable to hold it in anymore. Hu Qingning, what right do you have to, without consent, arbitrarily throw away the things in my room? I reached out and grabbed the collar of her shirt, immediately seeing a bruise mark on her collarbone. You say I'm not well behaved, and last night didn't you also go out partying? I think you're no better than me. Hu Qingning, I finally caught you in the act. You keep telling me to go out and fool around, but aren't you also going out yourself? I don't understand that you went out to play last night, right, my silly boy? You're just too cute. Turns out, even now, he still doesn't know that the person by his side that night was me. But I also don't want to tell him. Letting him stay so clueless is fine too, she thought to herself, and slowly drew closer, making me momentarily freeze and forget what I was about to say. Shin, wait till the day you have enough capability to make me submit. Then you can manage me too. But clearly right now you don't have it, so you can only obediently listen to instructions. Until the two of us entered the study, she still didn't say anything. I felt very bored, so I sat down to write the self-criticism while she sat next to me approving documents. My mind was blank, and I completely didn't know where to start. I frustratedly scratched my head and took a deep breath. The woman next to me saw this look of mine and let out a soft chuckle. What, can't write it? Do you need me to help you remember? Last night was clearly prepared, extremely thoroughly, yet I never expected Hu Qingning to be so vigilant. Last night I searched almost all of Huangjik's rooms and still couldn't find him. Who on earth beat me to the punch? It's really infuriating. This is my private business, and I don't need to report it to you. You have any other business? If not, then go back first. In the entire capital, who doesn't know that I consider myself Yannian's fiancé? The elders have also countless times wanted to matchmake. Usa, I always thought she had tacitly accepted my identity as her fiancé. Who would have thought? Thinking of this, he forced a smile. Nian, what happened last night? Won't tell Grandpa, don't worry. Wait until we find that man. Right at this moment, Nian's phone rang. She was about to go answer the phone, and as soon as she opened the study door, she saw me sprawled flat on the floor. Hurting so much, I was gritting my teeth in agony. Ah ha ha ha! King Yun's phone rang. She was about to. Streetlights filtered through the tree canopy, casting mottled patches of light onto the back of my hand. She pulled out the final stick of agar wood and lit it. A thin wisp of smoke drifted lightly up. Hello everyone. I was originally up in the study writing my self-criticism. But it really was a bit boring, so I sneaked down here. Coincidentally, I heard noises coming from the third floor, so I wondered if I could eavesdrop on some secret of Hu Qingning's to use as leverage against her. That's how I ended up falling. Lin Yanzhu looked at me in absolute disbelief, thinking, how on earth could there be a man in Hu Qingning's house? Doesn't she usually dislike men getting close to her? Weren't you up in the study writing yourself? Criticism, who gave you permission to run up here? She pulled me over to the sofa and made me sit down. I was just about to argue when a sharp pain flared up in my knee. Fall and hurt yourself. Who told you to be so careless? Nian quickly brought over the medicine box. Qingning didn't stand up, instead sitting down right in front of me to apply the ointment. Isn't this shocking? No matter how noble Hu Qingning is, even back when she was injured, she would bandage herself, yet now she's lowering herself to apply medicine for a man herself. Has she gone crazy? And this man right before my eyes also looks truly annoying. Who knows? He's intentionally trying to seduce Qingning, having roamed around everywhere since childhood and endured all sorts of contemptuous gazes. I could immediately sense the man before me harbored deep intentions toward me. Could it be that I just interrupted their date? Hu Qingning even dared to talk about my friends when she herself brought a man home. Lin Yanzhu couldn't help asking, Nian, may I ask who he is? My name is Bei Chen. I'm not sure how I should address you, sir. Hey, I'm talking to Nian here. Why are you jumping in? Isn't that a bit lacking in manners? Shen actually took the initiative to greet someone else. Looks like writing that self-criticism still had some effect. Oh, I'm going crazy. How dare I say anything if she finds out my self-criticism only has 10 words written on it? I can't imagine what will happen to me. He is a younger brother staying over at my house, although a bit noisy. He has no malicious intent. Is she treating me like a 3-year-old child to fool me, or what? I don't believe. How could Hu Qingning be so intimate with an ordinary younger brother? For 10 years, thought I was about to succeed in being by Nianian's side. But in the end, a roadblocker appeared out of nowhere. Some random good-for-nothing younger brother popped up. Damn it. I'm so pissed off thinking of this. He turned his head and glared at me through gritted teeth. Qingning, I still have things to say. You. We haven't seen each other in a long time, either. I saw the ill intent in his eyes and let out a cold sneer, eternally before deciding to tease him. Hehe, my dearest Nianian, then you go ahead and talk with this gentleman first. I'll wait for you in the room. Okay? Damn it, I knew right away. He had bad intentions. Why is my life so miserable? The previous self-criticism isn't even finished yet. Why is there another person now? God save me. Hu Qingning looked at me, curved her lips, and left the room. Seeing that she had gone far away, I took out my laptop to work. Although I knew the person by my side that night was her, and I didn't lose anything. I still wanted to investigate the situation to see who on earth had framed me. So I operated the screen a few times, and it instantly switched to the surveillance cameras of Club Glock. I carefully reviewed the footage once, and found that a segment of last night's recording was missing. After that, I used another method to hack back into Glock's surveillance system. As soon as I got in, I discovered someone was tracking me. Oh, interesting. Someone else is also inside the surveillance system. I hope you guys won't be too noobish. Meanwhile, in the upstairs room, Hu Qingning had just stepped into the room and heard her computer technician report. Eldest young lady, someone has hacked into the surveillance system. Track him down and find his exact location. They immediately began operating. After several rounds of confrontation, they failed repeatedly. Seeing the computer about to be hacked out of control, they had no choice but to decisively cut the network cable. Meanwhile, in the downstairs room, after that I was adopted by the two family, thinking good days were finally coming and to end up. Illa either was informed that I had to enter a political marriage with Hu Qingning, so Boa came to stay at Hu Qingning's house. Last night, are you guys sure you saw Gu Yanzhu at Huangjue? I'm certain. Gu Yanzhu seemed to be with friends when we were playing. He glanced toward our direction several times. I was afraid that if you saw him, wouldn't be happy, so I didn't say anything, Shen. You suspect that day's incident was orchestrated by Gu Yanzhu. How could such a coincidence happen? Right when I got framed, the surveillance cameras happened to break, and I couldn't find any evidence. Coincidentally, at that time, Gu Yanzhu and Xiaohe both seemed to be there. I didn't want to make them worry, so I didn't mention this. All right, let's not talk about this anymore. In this card, there is some money. You guys take it first to pay for medical treatment. Whatever is still lacking for the two kids at the orphanage, I will figure something out, you guys. Mustn't refuse. Okay, lately my business on the left side has been doing well, and I've saved up quite a bit, which is why I'm giving this to you. Ha ha ha, ha ha. Clearly, worlds apart from him yet. Even so, Gu Yanzhu couldn't help but be stunned by my good looks. Damn it, why is he even more handsome than before? Whenever he appeared, he could attract all gazes. Damn it all to hell. The bodyguard beside him noticed the emotional shift in him and hurriedly asked, Eldest young master, do you need us to do anything? That's right. I don't need to be jealous of him anymore. Handsome, so what? Right now he is just an orphan with no home and no place to go, while I am the sole heir of the two family in the capital, a noble young master, standing above 10,000 people. Aishenhe, your current appearance isn't even worthy of being a servant for me. What are you doing coming to Huangjue? Could it be you want to come here and beg to hook up with rich young misses? There really are a lot of wealthy people here. I bet with your face, you can earn quite a bit too. Do you need me to introduce some clients? Looks like you're quite familiar with this. Why did you look into it beforehand? What the hell are you joking about? I am the eldest young master of the two family. The allowance my family gives me is enough to buy a luxury car every single month. Do you think I'm short on money like you? The devil's face. right? It was maintained extremely well, no different than 6 years ago. When she was my mother, I loosened my grip a bit and Guyanju immediately stepped back, deliberately falling to the ground with a painful expression, coughing violently. Madame Tu hurriedly pulled him up. Yanju, are you all right? You dare to lay a hand on Yanju in broad daylight. You not take our Tu family seriously at all. Take seriously. How utterly ridiculous. It's precisely because in the past, I took things too seriously that I almost passed out on the street under a heavy rainstorm. Madame Tu, why don't you ask what your good son did? Mom, last night Shen was bullied. Here. Hey. Oh, I was here too. So he thought I harmed him. Mom, don't blame Shen. He was probably just too angry. Look at that, such high-level manipulation. With just a few words, he distorted the truth into this. No wonder he is currently living the best life in the orphanage. You get bullied out there on your own, and yet you want to frame Yanju. If I had known you would turn out like this back then, I should have just sent you to a reform school instead of letting you look like neither human nor ghost right now. Well, should I thank Madame Tu for throwing me on the street back then? It's a pity my life is tough otherwise. I'd really want to come back at night to have a nice chat with you, Madame Tu. Hearing this, her meticulously pampered face instantly turned pale. What kind of nonsense are you spouting, you ungrateful wretch? Shin talking to your mother like that is simply too outrageous. Don't you know your mother has high blood pressure? Why are you still making this angry? If you knew she had high blood pressure, why were you still standing there provoking her just now? Mom, we can't keep spoiling Shen like this anymore. I think maybe we should call the police. And he's smooth-talking too. But just how deep his feelings go, I don't know. I only know I'm very sad. Go ahead. I was stunned. Calling the police was fine by me. But what if it shook Qingning up? Wouldn't I be in deep trouble? Besides, I had snuck out in the first place. Seeing my expression change, Guyanju thought I was scared. And inside he instantly felt much more at ease. Hurry up and call the manager over here. Meanwhile, on the second floor, Corridor Qingning walked out of a VIP room followed by a middle-aged woman wearing a suit. She suddenly stopped in her tracks and looked down. A familiar figure caught her eye. You ungrateful wretch! Qingning's face instantly darkened. Not good. It's Madame Tu and her adopted son arguing with a handsome young man. Since when did the eldest young lady care about Madame Tu and her adopted son like this? Could it be that the eldest young lady has feelings for the two families' adopted son? Eldest young lady. I didn't know Madame Tu was here. I will immediately have someone go deal with them. That most handsome guy is my family's young master named Bei Chen. The kid has a somewhat lively personality, so please take good care of him for me. The person the eldest young lady cares about isn't Madame Tu or her adopted son, but rather the handsome young man on the opposite side. Furthermore, the form of address was even my family's young master. Just how important of a person could he possibly be to make the highest person in charge of Q Group open her mouth and ask someone to take care of him? Eldest young lady, don't worry. From now on, young Master Bai's affairs are my Changwon's affairs. I will absolutely not let him suffer even a tiny grievance. I'll go invite young Master Bai up right now. Meanwhile, downstairs, fearing this matter would really reach Qingning's ears and dragging out this affectionate mother-son duo any longer, I lifted my foot to leave. Guyanju wasn't about to let me off that easily, Baishan. Stop right there. You made Mom this angry. What right do you have to leave? He threw out, a mom here and a mom there. His filial expression making Madame Tu's face soften a bit. After that, he coldly looked at the manager of Huangjue. I is about to be dealt with today. You made a VIP member like me unhappy today. Do you think you could just walk away as you please? Today, even if it wasn't you managing it, Huangjue wouldn't let you off either. The look in his eyes towards me was full of disgust and disappointment. For so many years, I had gotten used to such gazes, so I didn't even bother paying attention to them, just walking straight ahead. As soon as I walked a few steps ahead of me, suddenly 6 or 7 people walked over and surrounded us. Not good. Not good at all. I just wanted to leave. Here, could these few bodyguards really stop me? Oh well, if we fight, we fight. Anyway, I'd rather continue writing self-criticisms later than let myself get bullied by these people. Just at this moment, Hyungwon walked in from behind. Which one is Young Master by? Sister Won, why did you bother showing up in person like this? I just had a small dispute with someone else, that's all. Who is Hyungwon? She is the boss lady behind Hwangjuek. Big shots. In the business world, I'll have to show her some respect and respectfully call her Sister Won. Usually a person like her isn't someone I could ever hope to meet. But who would have thought today would be so lucky that just calling the manager would result in Hyungwon showing up in person to solve things for me. No, I definitely have to brag about this to my girls later. Last time I clinked glasses with Hyungwon, and she actually still remembers me. Now that she's appeared, it must be suck up to me. Although Won is already married, well considering, she still looks somewhat charming. Accepting her isn't out of the question. Gu Yanju, aren't you celebrating way too early? She only recognized him, and you're already acting this smug. Anyone who doesn't know would think she's your mother. You, what kind of nonsense are you spouting? You don't know who Sister Won is, do you? Her Sister Won. Jongwon coldly glared at him, stepped back a large step, and gestured to the bodyguard. That child, I will not accept him. That child is not his and Su Yuning's child. Rather, it's a child he adopted from the southern orphanage. Guard's sister, Won, this little punk, openly slandered you. Don't be angry. Let me discipline him. May I ask if you are Young Master Bai Shendabai? Oh, it's me. Is there something you want? And also, why did you call so many people over here? Are you trying to start a fight with me? I wouldn't dare. Wouldn't dare, Young Master Bai. How could you joke like that? How would I ever dare to throw hands with someone protected by the eldest young lady of the Hu family? I don't even know her, so why is she being so polite to me? Wait a minute, could it be? Thinking of this, I couldn't help breaking out in a cold sweat. Meanwhile, Gu Yanju looked at this scene, completely unable to believe his eyes. He excitedly stepped forward. Question me. Baishan, how do you know Hyungwon is Young Master Bai's name for you to call out directly? Toss them all out, put both of them on Hwangju's blacklist, and them from entering forever. Get lost right now. Sister, why is she helping Baishan like that? How could she chase us out like this? Mom, do you think Sister Won has some shady relationship with him? That's why Sister Won is favoring him. It must be that Baishan is only hanging around Xiang. And for money, Hyungwon is almost 40 anyway, but Shen only deserves to be toyed with by a woman like that. This ungrateful wretch. Anyway, he was once adopted by me, yet he actually did such a conscienceless thing. When his secrets get exposed later, won't it just make our Hu family lose all face? Madame, to a dignified person like me, actually got chased out of Hwangju, and on top of that banned from entering in the future. If word of this gets out, where am I supposed to put my face? I'm done for. What the heck? Hu Xingning definitely came, and she might even know clearly what happened. It's over. It's over. What should I do now? Is it still in time to run back? Young Master Bai, do you feel unwell anywhere? Sister Won, right? Oh, no. Just call me Little Jiang is fine. She could practically be my mother. Calling her Little Jiang is stretching it, but Old Jiang would be all right. All right, Little Jiang, go ahead and busy yourself with work. I'll be leaving first. However, the eldest young lady is waiting for you in the private room. Upstairs. Why don't you hurry on up? My bad premonition has turned into reality. I'm totally defeated. Why does this female demon lord follow me everywhere? Could it be that the eldest young lady still hasn't managed to win him over? Well, then this progress is a bit slow. Just laughing it off. Still laughing. Careful. I drag you into this room so you can face this female demon lord together with me, standing at the door like a pair of temple guardians. No other choice. Hey, Sister Nianian, good afternoon. What a huge coincidence you're here too. Fate is truly hard to describe. Haha. Oh, and Sister Nianian, do you want some water? I'll pour you a cup. Pouring myself a drink first. And sneaking out of the house wasn't easy anyway. I must be super thirsty. Shan, this line doesn't do much damage, but the humiliation is off the charts. I hereby declare that in this world, there is truly no one who understands linguistic art better than this woman. Still daring to lie and wanting to know about the self. Criticism again, huh? Me? I just came out to unwind and conveniently deeply reflect on my mistakes and accidentally wandered all the way to Huangzhou to take a look around. Anyway, young people should maintain curiosity about the world, right? I solemnly talked nonsense, my eyes looking at her crystal clear and bright. Ho Qingning actually didn't get angry. I thought she wasn't that mad. And just as I was about to heave a sigh of relief, she called the butler. Butler Q, the eldest young lady, is asking where young Master Bai went. Oh, Shanhai went to school. Oh, right, assistant. You tell the eldest young lady that Shen went to school very diligently, and tell the eldest young lady not to worry. This is the consequence of failing to get our stories straight in time. Why on earth didn't I coordinate with Butler Chu? At that moment, Assistant Ya wiped away the cold sweat. For me, before dying, I still want to struggle. Little bit more, Sister Nianian. Yet she couldn't stay mad. I thought she wasn't that angry. Just as I was about to breathe a sigh of relief, she called the butler. Butler Chu, did the eldest miss ask where Master Bai went? Bai Shu's blood froze for a moment. Right at that moment, the doctor turned back, holding a band-aid. Come on, stick this onto your wound. This cut of yours is a bit deep, and will take quite a while to heal completely. Absolutely no water contact allowed. If your boyfriend wants to take a bath, help him. Apply a waterproof bandage, but it's best to just give him a sponge bath. Hang in there. For now, okay? Doctor, she isn't my girlfriend. I want to use the restroom. I didn't study very diligently. How can I need the restroom, huh? Ha ha ha. I'm done for, it's over, Sister Nianian. I know I was wrong. No, you were wrong. Then I sentence you to run 20 laps around Huangjueshan. You have any objections around Huangzhou? 20 laps. Isn't that double? A normal running route. This is way too brutal. Prettiest and gentlest Sister Nianian in the entire world, my knee hurts, the doctor said. Running is bad for the knees. I think it'll probably take another half-month before I can run. Hu Qingning didn't refute him. Let's go home. Sister Nianian, hurry up and calm down. Getting angry will quickly cause wrinkles to appear on your rose petal soft skin, you know. What a shameless bootlicker. Why did you run to Huangzhou? I'm totally defeated. Why does this female demon lord have such a good memory? Why hasn't she forgotten about this yet? I just came to meet some friends. They had a party here. Shani had stayed at the Tu family for 3 years, and ever since childhood, the very first person he ever called Mom was Madame Tu. He had feelings for Madame Tu, which was completely normal. Therefore, Shen probably saw Madame Tu arrive at Huangzhou and decided to follow her. She didn't ask any further, although I didn't know why. He didn't say anything. Not asking was for the best. The driver saw us coming out and hurriedly opened the car door. Hu Qingning signaled me to get into the back seat. She watched me sit inside, and just as she was about to get into the car, she heard a joyful yet surprised voice from behind. Nianian, long time no see. When did you return to the country? It was Madame Tu's voice. Hu Qingning turned around, and on her pretty face there wasn't a single trace of expression, not even a polite greeting. After all, she should at least call her an aunt. Yet she treated her elders like this. Nianian, you're back in the country. When are our two families going to have meal together? Last week, Auntie and Uncle Tu went to visit your grandfather, and your grandfather kept mentioning you. Finding an excuse to leave, for the sake of a lightness, Madame Tu became even more embarrassed. Hu Qingning watched Madame Tu's departing back and let out a cold snort before also getting into the back seat. Returning home, I received my admission notice, and in the blink of an eye, it was the first day of school. Get up. It's time for school. Got it. Lazily getting out of the car, I saw a luxury car parked right in front of the school gates. Gu Yanzhu was wearing a designer outfit, smiling brightly at Madame Tu inside the car. Mom, I'm going to school now. All right, hurry up and go. Today was the annual promotion day. Everyone was gathered in the front courtyard of the school gates, so everyone witnessed this affectionate scene of mother and son. Instantly, praises rang out endlessly. Gu Yanzhu stood in the center, smiling deeply, feeling pleasantly moved inside. This was the life he served. The feeling of being surrounded by everyone, like a shining star, was truly exhilarating. The more perfect the image he built at school, the more beneficial it would be for him, and the easier it would be for wealthy young misses to set their sights on him. What a poor country bumpkin. If Jongwon really likes Bae Shin, I'll make him poor enough to take the bus to school. Hey, your family members said they'll arrive right away. Hey, Bae Shin. I'll also let you taste the feeling of suffering that you can't express in words. I turned to the head teacher and said in a calm tone, I request to check the surveillance camera, specifically the camera behind Chu-ming. That moment, the head teacher hesitated for a moment before finally nodding and sending someone to retrieve it. Right at this moment outside, footsteps suddenly rang out in perfect unison. Sound extremely loud. Ho, eldest young lady, please walk this way. This building. Our school is a bit old, please. Don't let it dirty your dress. The next second, a graceful figure appeared at the office door, followed by two people. It's the security camera behind Chu-ming. At that moment, the head teacher hesitated for a moment before finally nodding and telling someone to go fetch it. Right at this moment outside, the sound of neat footsteps suddenly rang out, extremely loud. Huh? Eldest miss, please this way. This building of our school is a bit old, please. Don't let it stain your dress. A split second later, a graceful figure appeared. At the office door behind her were two people, men in sleek suits. Everyone was stunned, especially the head teacher, who was even more shocked. He never expected that my family member would turn out to be Hu Qingning. This is the person in charge of the Hu group, Hu Qingning. She walked inside, her gaze fixed straight on me as she said, "Ken, come here." I was stunned for a moment before obediently walking over. Are you hurt? I hurriedly shook my head. After that, she nodded, withdrew her hand, and coldly swept her gaze around the room before leaning against the windowsill. Her expression was casual, yet I could sense that she was right here having my back. Teacher Chu, why aren't you saying anything else? Weren't you very urgent over the phone? So Hu Qingning came here just to have my back. Awesome, my biggest backer has arrived, so should also go all out. Are you guys soon preparing? At this moment, the person who went to retrieve the camera came back and plugged the USB into the computer. The recorded footage clearly showed that when Chu-ming fell, it was because Gu Yanzhu stood behind him and gave a strong push. The office was dead silent. I'm sure everyone has seen the surveillance video by now. So is the truth clear now? I pressed the pause button, the screen freezing at the exact moment Gu Yanzhu acted. The entire office was pin-drop silent. I swept my gaze across the room and finally looked toward Hu Qingning by the window. She didn't say anything, her lips curling up slightly in a barely noticeable way. Let's go, we're going home. On way home, Hu Qingning received an apology call from the principal. I am so sorry. It's our fault for being blind and letting our young master Bai suffer a grievance. Oh? Rest assured, the two students who bullied the young master have already been handed over to police to handle. An incident like this will never happen again. Listening to this phone call, I let out a soft snort. Hu Qingning looked at my expression and smiled slightly, satisfied this time. Very quickly we returned home. After we finished eating, I returned to my room and lay down on the bed. As expected, staying at home is much more comfortable today. It was really exhausting, but I didn't expect the principal and the others to actually have the heart to send Gu Yanzhu, the police station, to suck up to Hu Qingning. They really spared no effort. I was sighing to myself when I heard a knock on the door. I opened the door and saw that Hu Qingning had come over. She had changed into home clothes, looking several times gentler, exactly like a caring older sister. I unconsciously stared at her, dazed, until she called out my name a few times. Shen. That's when I snapped back to reality. Shen Nun. Oh, Sister Nianian, what are you doing in my room? Why can't I come visit you if there's nothing going on? 867. But are you sure? But I'm sure. Two of us should just stand here talking at the door like this. Oh, I'm fine now, sister. Nian, you should go back and rest early. Shen, you go to sleep early too. Good night. Today she was truly gentle, and the scent on her body was so reassuring. I really wanted to hug her forever. Also, what did her final hug mean? Was it just the comfort of an older sister, or did I stood frozen in place. The more I thought about it, the hotter my ears got, while my brain uncontrollably replayed every single detail. Irritated, I scratched my head, threw myself back, and lay flat on the large bed, the corners of my lips curving upward on their own. Meanwhile, the other side. Hu Qingning leaned her back against the door, not immediately leaving. Earlier when Shen suddenly leaned against me, I didn't even react in time. I've been in charge of the Hu group for 4 years, have experienced countless storms, but just now being gently hugged by Shen. For a second, panicked thinking of this, Hu Qingning bit her lower lip. She quickly walked to her bedroom and threw herself onto the soft bed. What should I do? I think I'm starting to have feelings for Shen that night. Both of them were a bit sleepless. To be honest, it's a bit embarrassing normally. Moment. My head hits the pillow. I fall asleep. But that night, I tossed and turned and couldn't catch a wink of sleep. By dawn, I still wasn't sleepy, so I simply went downstairs. When Hu Qingning came downstairs and saw me sitting in the dining room holding a glass of water in a daze, she was a bit surprised. Shen, normally, you're still sleeping at this hour. Why are you up so early today? Could it be that he also... Disheng carried a bowl of porridge out. Eldest young lady, you're up early today. The porridge was just cooked. Eat it while it's hot, young master Bai. You're up early today too, huh? Ha ha ha. Good morning, Disheng. Good morning, sister Nian. Good morning, Shen. At the dining table, both of us silently ate breakfast, but we both had things on our minds. Neither of us purposely started a conversation, the atmosphere silent to the extreme. After a moment, Hu Qingning put down her spoon and casually asked a question. Shen, did you sleep well last night? It was okay, just so. I'm done eating, Shen. Take your time. Finished speaking, Hu Qingning stood up, walked to the balcony, and opened the balcony's glass door. I finished eating and also out of curiosity, followed along. Shen, why did you come out here? During the day, the two of us did our own work. Midway when she walked past the living room to pour some water, I secretly raised my head to look at her for a moment before pulling my gaze back. When she finished pouring water and headed back to the study, I noticed her footsteps were half a beat slower than usual. In the evening, Hu Qingning changed into a coat, preparing to go out. When she was changing her shoes at the entryway, I walked over from the living room, leaned against the wall, and curiously asked, Sister Nian, it's so late, where are you going? The investor's side has a banquet. It's one of those you can't refuse. If I could refuse it, I would have. Going out this late, what a hassle. Hearing Hu Qingning rarely complaining. I chuckled softly before asking, Then what time will you be back? What is wrong with me today? Why am I suddenly caring about her like this? Before I never asked these kinds of questions. Not sure what time I'll be back. Go to sleep early. No need to worry about me. I stood at the entryway, facing the door that had already closed, and reached out my hand, suddenly feeling a hollow emptiness inside. O'clock at night at the entryway. There was some noise. Hu Qingning pushed the door open. Her movements a bit slower than usual. When she walked into the living room, was sitting on the sofa looking at my phone, aimlessly scrolling through the web, but actually not reading a single word. Sister Nian, you're back. Shen, why aren't you asleep yet? It's still a bit early. I don't want to sleep just yet. Oh right. How was the social event? Did it go smoothly? It was so, just a bit tired. What did you do at home today? Didn't do anything at all, just messed around on my phone for a bit and zoned out for a bit. Hearing this, Hu Qingning visibly relaxed. After that, she stood up, changed into her pajamas, and even brought her laptop over. I is so weird, truly so weird. Why did I today keep uncontrollably looking at Shen? I feel like Shen is a bit different today compared to before. He has become gentler and also cares about me. Or could it be that he also has feelings for me? Should I test him? What a bit. 76. I'm a bit tired, going upstairs to rest first. You're a bit tired, go upstairs and rest first. Good night, Shen. Next morning when I went downstairs, she was already sitting in the dining room, head down, eating without looking at me. After that, both of us silently ate breakfast. At this moment, my phone rang. Tudao, why is she calling me? Shen, it's me, I'm Tudao. Are you free this Saturday? I want to ask you out. To hang out. You asked me out. Is there something you need? There's no special matter, just wanted to meet you, since we haven't seen each other in a long time anyway, and there are some things that need to be discussed in person. Saturday, I'm not sure. Let's talk about it later. I hung up the phone and placed it on the table. When I raised my head, I saw Hu Qingning had already put her chopsticks down. She stood up and said, "I'm done eating, Shen. Take your time." Then she turned and walked toward the living room. I realized her mood was not good, so I subconsciously followed her. The person who called you just now was the two family's eldest young Miss Tu Dao. I don't know why she's looking for me either. We haven't been in touch for a long time. Shen, you don't need to deliberately report to me. I sat on the sofa, looking at the empty staircase, feeling a bit flustered. I'm done for. Is she really this angry? What should I do? Out. Meanwhile, over in the study, Hu Qingning leaned against the door and let out a sigh. Shen, I am truly very angry. How could you agree to Tu Dao's invitation? You clearly know that I hate Tu family the most, especially since they once bullied you. By dinner time, Hu Qingning finally came out. Zhang brought the dishes up. Qingning took a bite and then put down her chopsticks. I looked at her and carefully asked, "Sister Nianian, today? Is the food not to your taste? Should I have Disheng make something else for you?" Eat. No need to go through such trouble. After that, she picked up her chopsticks again and picked up a piece of food to put in her mouth. Seeing this, a pang of heartache suddenly flashed through my heart. Could this matter have affected her so deeply, making her not even want to eat past 9 o'clock at night? Saw Hu Qingning come downstairs to pour some water. In the living room, I carefully glanced at her, feeling that her mood was a bit better, and hurriedly went over to explain, Sister Nianian, about Tu Dao's phone call. Want to say I completely had no intention of going. It's fine. You don't need to deliberately tell me about this. I know, but I still want to explain. Hu Qingning turned round to look at me for a moment without speaking, when she held her cup of water and walked past me. She hesitated for a moment. When you answered the phone, I heard. I didn't speak, just looked at her, waiting for her to continue. Then internally I rejoiced. Awesome, Sister Nianian is starting to talk with me. Doesn't that mean I've already succeeded halfway? My heart was pounding as I continued listening to Hu Qingning speak. You said let's talk about it later. You didn't directly say you weren't going. At that moment, I suddenly realized so. She was feeling sad over me because of that. Every single word I said over the phone she remembered. And now I finally understood the reason she was angry was because of that phrase, let's talk about it later. In her eyes, that meant not refusing. Actually, I just hadn't figured out how to reply and just found a sloppy excuse. Brush it off. But afterwards, I thought it through carefully. I'm not going. I don't want to go because I don't want you to be unhappy. Shen, back then when you were at the Tu family, did you also do this? Do what? Whoever looked for you, you would always say, let's talk later. Leaving people waiting for your news, making them think you might actually go. I was struck by her tearful, watery eyes with a bit of heartache. Before I wasn't like that, and in the future, even less so. I don't want to make you sad anymore. Sister Nianian, from now on, I will never give ambiguous answers again. Meow meow, eat more. Last night, you didn't sleep well. How did she know I didn't sleep well last night? The young master, the dishes the eldest young lady made today are twice as much as usual. They were all my favorite dishes. I had never told her what I liked, so why did she remember all of it? Could it be that her feelings for me are truly... I lowered my head to eat, my hands burning hot, when Hu Qingning finished drinking her coffee, stood up, and walked past me. Her fingertips gently brushed across my shoulder. Tonight I'm not going to any banquets. I'll come back and have dinner with you. Before I could reply, she had already walked far away. Oh man, my feelings for this woman don't seem pure anymore. Young master, your ears are so red. It's because the porridge is too hot. Yes, the porridge is too hot. I walked back to my room. Passing by the half-open door of the study, I glanced inside. On the desk, there was a sticky note. On it was written, "Water the peace lilies at 7 in the morning." And below that, another line was written, "Dishes. Ken likes sweet and sour pork ribs, scallion oil, mixed noodles, congee with red beans and eggs." I was stunned. She recorded my food references on a sticky note pasted beside her documents. Since when did she start writing these things down? I stepped back, not daring to look anymore. Him to drop that idea, I won't agree to. Go with him. Chao Chin, that knife he blocked from me is also something I really need to Back in my room. I closed the door. What on earth was Hu Qingning's intention toward me? Using her fingers to touch the food, or me, brushing past my shoulder. Remembering the dishes I liked, asking me if I slept well, saying she would come back to eat with me. What does all of this mean? Could she have other intentions? I took out my phone and called Zulu. Before I could even open my mouth, the other side replied, "Shen, are you okay? How did the situation with the person called over turn out?" "I'm fine, it's resolved. Having someone have your back. Staying at that foster family, I feel. That woman treats me extremely well. Then you can just rest assured and stay there. Having someone take care of you is better than anything. But that person, and stay there. How nice to have someone taking care of you. Doesn't seem to just be taking care of me." I let out a soft meow. "That's great." In the afternoon, in my room, I planned to write a self-criticism report. Opening the notebook, the first sentence I wrote down was Hu Qingning. I hastily crossed it out, but after crossing it out, I unconsciously wrote another line. Today, he touched my shoulder. What do I even need to criticize myself for staying out all night, drinking, sneaking out, or having feelings for her? She didn't make me write about this, but I feel this is the most worthy thing to criticize myself for. Irritated, I threw the notebook to the side and lay flat on the bed, remembering the peace lily on the balcony last night, remembering the sensation of my fingertips touching her hair. But why? Why do I have feelings for her? She is the person in charge of the Hu family, most noble woman in the capital, while I am just a homeless, parentless orphan. Her touching my fingers was probably just to confirm if I was hurt. Her picking food for me was probably just thinking I was too skinny. Her brushing past my shoulder was probably just walking by and accidentally touching me. Her remembering the dishes I liked was probably just not wanting me to go hungry at home. Everything has a logical explanation. Everything has an explanation. It's not that kind of meaning. Better hurry up, by young master. The eldest young lady said she's eating dinner at home tonight and told me to prepare the dishes you like. Again with the dishes I like. Hu Qingning sister. Just how much do you remember my food preferences? At 6:30 the door opened. Hu Qingning was back. She changed into home clothes, walked into the living room, saw me sitting on the sofa, and immediately walked over to sit beside me. Today at home all day, did you write a bit of your self-criticism? Is the self-criticism finished writing? I only wrote a portion. I'll write it faster. Okay, I'll check it. Jen. Sister Nayanian, don't worry, I will definitely finish writing it as soon as possible. What are you looking at? Not looking at anything, just looking at my phone. Add more sugar and vinegar to the dish. She likes sweet stuff. That's right. The dishes I like, she remembers. She remembers all of them. Damn it, my heart is fluttering again. The next day I was sitting in class, studying. Bai Shen, have seen that video you're trending online? I glanced at the screen, filled with sensational news. The arranged marriage partner of the Hu family's eldest young lady is a debauched wild child at a nightclub. I clicked in to watch. I clicked to view it. Hu Qingning's mysterious arranged marriage partner is a debauched clubgoer. Countless loopholes, completely disregarding facts. Just the background alone was entirely mismatched. By that evening, the person in the photo had a body shape completely different from mine. The traces of editing could be seen with the naked eye. The comment section had exploded. The Hu family eldest young lady's arranged marriage partner is actually this kind of person. Rich kids really can't be trusted. No wonder he got dumped by the family. My fingers tightened around the phone. The gazes of my classmates looking at me had changed. The classmate sitting next to me moved his desk further away. When the after-school bell rang, a male student came to find me. Bai Shen, the head teacher wants you to come to the office for a moment. Bai Shen, look at this. How do you explain this? This photo and video have countless loopholes. Just the background alone is not where I went that night. Video clearly shows signs of editing, and the person in the photo doesn't even have my body shape. Before I could finish speaking, the office door was pushed open. Hu Qingning stepped inside wearing a white suit, her aura ice cold. He doesn't even care about us. Here is the complete original surveillance footage and the technical appraisal report for the AI deepfaked video. You can tell it's fake at a glance. Di Miao Miao rushed out with the folder, the head teacher's face turning completely pale. Hu Qingning turned around to look at me. Shen, come with me. I followed her out of the office. Meow meow, and the lawyer stayed behind at the school to handle the aftermath. That evening, evidence of Tudao and Guyanju's collusion was blasted all over the internet. I sat on the living room sofa looking at the news on my phone. Hot search. From arranged marriage partner of Hu family's eldest young lady is a debauched wild child at a nightclub. To two families' young miss conspires to fabricate evidence to frame someone. This is just too vicious. Fabricating evidence to frame someone, this person is way too vicious. Guyanju really is extremely insidious. Baishin is the real victim to Dao. She's always gotten whatever she wanted since she was a kid, but only with me did she never receive any response. Therefore, after being rejected, she couldn't accept it, and foolishly sought out Guyanju to collude using all these loophole-ridden things to frame me. The next day, on the way home, Ho Qingning was still handling remaining work matters. Sister Nian, thank you. When will you finally stop relying on me for everything? I'm just really glad this time that you didn't bear everything all alone. So the feeling of not having to bear everything by yourself is this wonderful. Meow meow, from now on whenever anything happens I will look for you first. Her lips curled up slightly without saying a word. Lowering her head to continue working, but I noticed the curve of her lips still hadn't vanished at all. 2 days after the Tu family was exposed. Baya, young master. Madam Tu and the two young miss have arrived. They say they're here to apologize. We walked into the living room. Madam Tu was already sitting on the sofa, her attitude extremely arrogant. Nian, kids are young and don't know better. It was just a prank. Why do you have to make such a big deal out of it, Tudao? Apologize to Baishin. Let's consider this matter done. A prank creating a hot search, fabricating photos, and editing videos to frame me. Is that a prank, auntie? I really didn't mean to. Since she was a child, she got whatever she wanted, and after being rejected once, she teamed up with Guyanju to frame me. And now she says she didn't mean to. Who would believe that? Your two uncle and my grandfather have been friends for decades. You should at least show some face for that. There's no need to ruin the relationship between our two families over a man like this, right? What Madame Tu said is really interesting. Right now she is my person, so you tell me who I should be closer to. Today, I might as well inform you that the decades-long friendship between the Tu family and the Hu family, after everything your family has done, is now terminated. The legal department of the Hu family is currently gathering evidence. There is nothing left to discuss between us, Baishin and I. Truly know I was wrong. Qingning, you're going too far. Anyone who bullies a member of the Hu family must pay the price. Show them out. Madame Tu, let me escort you outside. Madame Tu gritted, her teeth dragging along Tudao, who was crying like a rainstorm as she left the living room. When things finally quieted down, I wanted to say something. But once I opened my mouth, I couldn't get the words out. She has shielded me so much, but what about herself? Has anyone ever shielded her? Should I stand beside her or stand behind her? Sunday, Hu Qingning's best friend Sue came over to hang out. When I walked to the bend of the staircase, I heard Sue's voice. Nian, why are you so unfocused today? Are you thinking about the kid upstairs? Wait, I think I'm really done for. Oh, the mighty Ha, eldest young lady, actually has a day like this. Quickly tell me since when? I don't even know myself. Maybe from the first time, didn't listen, and stayed out all night, or maybe from the moment I saw him framed and wanted to protect him. I found out that whenever I look at him, I want to smile. When he's sad, my heart aches. When he talks to another woman, I want to put that woman on my blacklist. Qingning Yu talks to other women. I immediately want to drag that woman into the blacklist. Qingyan Yu, isn't this being hopelessly devoted? So what do you plan to do? I don't know. What is he thinking? I'm afraid that if I speak out, he'll feel awkward. After all, he's also staying at my house as the arranged marriage partner of my family. Nian, for all these years, the person who secretly cared for you has been me. We have gone such a huge circle. There's no need to hide our feelings anymore. I fell for you long ago, from the day you gently touched my fingers. I already knew clearly that I liked you. You searched for me for 6 years. At first you said I was your contract lover, and when you saw me taking the side of little Xiao arguing with you, you got jealous. Tudao called to make an appointment with me all night, and you sat there unable to find peace of mind. But you were afraid I only saw you as a sister who provided a place to stay. which is why you never dared to confess your feelings. Before I always felt that I was an orphan with nothing at all. Not worthy of you, the head of the Who family. Now I understand that true feelings never distinguish between high and low. From now on, all grievances and troubles we will bear together. No need for you to shoulder it all alone. So we are real lovers now, not just lovers. Wait until I graduate and stabilize. I will marry you. All the subsequent troublesome matters were properly resolved by us. I'm sorry, eldest young lady. It was Gu Yanju who forced me to frame your sister. I urgently needed money for surgery. I'm truly sorry. All right, starting today, terminate the labor contract. Take this and go save your sister. Tu Dao and Gu Yanju publicly published an apology in the newspaper, writing a pledge not to harass the two of us anymore. Two of them cast aside their arrogance and peacefully completed their studies. At the orphanage side, I frequently brought He Qingning to visit, proactively sponsoring the renovation of the dormitory and establishing a scholarship fund. The sticky note with my food preferences in the study was carefully kept by He Qingning. She would check it off every early morning. On the dining table, there was always the red bean congee I liked. Leaving work and school, we always punctually returned home to have dinner together. The teachers and classmates who used to misunderstand me all knew the whole truth now and always treated me with friendliness. At school, no one casually caused trouble for me anymore. I diligently completed my studies and outside of class followed Qingning to learn how to manage a company. 1 year later, graduation ceremony ended. I took He Qingning's hand, standing on the rooftop of the villa. The night breeze was gentle. I turned my head to look at the gentle woman beside me, holding her hand tightly. Nian, 6 years ago in the heavy rain, you saved me when I passed out miserably. For the rest of our lives, it's my turn to protect you. You don't need to act tough all by yourself. You don't need to keep your thoughts hidden away. All storms we will face together in the years to come. There will no longer be any contractual constraints, only companionship filled with joy. We crossed the gap of social status, shedding the secrets we had buried for years, turning toward each other, leaning on each other, and gaining a lasting, simple, warm, and complete happiness. Your ride for so many years, heading toward each other, leaning on one another. Obtaining long-lasting, peaceful, warm, and flawless happiness.